Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Springfield once again for more dirt track racing action. This time, it's the NRSL Digital Storm Cup Series getting ready for the 12th event on the season, third event at this racetrack, 50 laps of action, and I am once again joined in the booth for this race, this time with 2020 Jerky Pro Truck Series driver of the number 48 Lowe's Chevrolet, James Ellison. Geez, thank you for joining me, James.
It's good to be here. I'm ready for some exciting racing.
Going straight to the starting lineup here on the pole is last week's winner from Bristol Dirt, James Shelley. And starting on his outside is Truck Series veteran Keith Rich. Row 2, Ryan Brommer and Peter Onjak. Row 3, Seth Cole and Sebastian Kukulon. Row 4 is Wes McCoy and Cement Oskin, the points leader. And in row 5, we've got Casey Nanako and Nico Tringali. So, James, tell me something crazy we're going to probably see here in this dirt race today. A prediction, if you will.
Well, with it being a dirt race, I am saying it's probably going to be quite wild. I mean, you look at how most dirt track events go, no matter what sport's running it, it can get pretty crazy.
Yes, indeed. And we saw four-wide action in the truck race yesterday, and that was pretty disastrous. One truck barrel rolling down the front straightaway. Hopefully, these drivers are a lot safer here today. But let's go over event history. First race here was held back in 2017. We saw Austin Alves get the win over Jake Rogers. 38 cars finished on the lead lap, and everyone finished in what was a two-caution race, which was a 60-lap event. Didn't come here in 2018. We did last year in 2019. We had 3 yellow flags in what was a pretty good race. Zachary Fitzwater Sr. came out on top with the win. And we had 34 cars on the lead lap, and 38 of the 42 finished. Fastest in practice was Cement Oskin, your points leader, who starts 8th. And fastest in happy hour was 2019 Truck Series champ Logan York. He starts in 32nd. So it's been a crazy year, James. I have not seen a year for this series that has gone this long without a multi-race winner yet. We've gone 11 races here in 2020. I believe, if my memory's correct, in 2017 we went 12 or 13 races, and then we finally got someone who won 2 races, and that was by someone going back-to-back. So maybe Shelley will do it today, but first, the command to fire engines.
Drivers, start your engines!
That is how you give a command.
And we are rolling on the grid. I believe everyone has gotten it going. We had no issues with the trucks. And yeah, I think everyone is moving. Yep, indeed. So it's cloudy, 76 degrees. Pretty crummy day. But the Ferris wheel's still moving in the background. And these fans are ready for some crazy racing. This is technically the end of the short track tour. We started in New York at the Dodge Motordrome, went to Martinsville, Richmond, and then Bristol Dirt, and now we're here at Springfield for what is technically an intermediate race, as it is a 1-mile track. And then we're going to ship off to Kansas for some racing that we haven't seen since Texas. So should be interesting. We're 11 races in with 11 different winners of different experiences. 4 of them are rookies. A total of 6 or 7 first-time winners this year. Anyways, we're coming to the green flag, and the green flag is out at Springfield with my boy James here in the booth with me.
Looks like a pretty clean start here. We'll see how the first lap finishes off.
Shelley clear and into the lead as he hits 157 miles an hour into turn number 3. And his teammate Seth Cole is already looking for second. And it looks like the top speed for the Cup cars is about the same as the trucks, so we should maybe see some similar racing action here today in the Cup race. And Seth Cole's going for the lead on his teammate James Shelley here on lap 2.
He is going places.
Seth Cole winning back at Vegas. His teammate Shelley winning just last week at Bristol Dirt. As they're 3 wide for third behind them, Seth Cole will clear into the race lead. As it's a 3 wide battle for third with Keith Rich, Wes McCoy, and it was Ryan Brommer on the top side.
Brommer's dropping back pretty quick here.
Nate Rogers.
He's getting.
Oh, go ahead.
Sorry. He's in the middle of a hornet's nest there looking at Brommer. Well, he was. He had a bunch of people around him for a second.
Yep, he dropped right back to the bottom, and we've already got our first yellow flag. Seth Cole leading. Caution flag is out on the racetrack. I believe I saw the 21 of Austin Colano, and it appears to have been an incident in turns 1 and 2.
Yeah, it didn't take long.
Oh, and that's Richmond winner Ace Rogers smoking. You can see Colano is destroyed. That appears to be
Ace
it.
is going to be winning again today.
There's last year's winner, Fitzwater, 36 at the stripe. I don't see damage anywhere else.
Yeah, it looks like everybody else got clean. It looks like it was a 2-car incident.
So a 2-car incident here on lap 3. Caution already on lap 4. Now we didn't see pit stops in the Truck Series race, and we are not looking at any right now here in the Cup race. But your race leader is Seth Cole, and we'll take a look at the first caution flag of the race. All right, taking a look at what happened to bring out the first yellow flag of the race. 3 wide, and maybe Ace just didn't know Logan was down there. Logan's going to clip the inside wall, go up into Ace, and then right here, there's the loss of traction. And Colano, just an innocent victim. Nowhere to go. Hard lick into the outside wall for the 21. And for the second year in a row, Ace Rogers' day at Springfield goes poorly. And yeah, that's really it. James, what do you think about that wreck?
Just a case of closing up the gap a little too quickly for Ace's liking there. I mean, the way I see it, when you got a car right there, either up against either the inside or outside wall at a short track, you're likely to run out of room if you're not paying full attention. And I don't know what was Ace's case on this, but it looks just like the hole just closed up, whether it was a controlled circumstance or not. It just really got out of control pretty quick. I mean, the 38 was there. He came down, and there was just nowhere to go to save it.
And it's a tough break to the end for Colano, and Ace's days will get you back to the race restart. All right, we are back here at Springfield, getting ready to go back racing. They are both officially out of the race, Ace Rogers and Austin Colano. A tough break for both of them. And Ace will not be the first one to win 2 races this season, but it could be Seth Cole. It could be James Shelley. They're 1-2. Keith Rich in 3rd. Nate Rogers 4th. Wes McCoy 5th. Brommer 6th. Tringali 7th. Nanako 8th. Shearer is 9th. He almost won here last year. And Carter Friesen is in 10th. So, James, what do you think so far? We're going to be 7 laps down, 43 to go, as we're getting ready for the restart here for the first time today. Could things get crazy at the front, or will things get crazy again at the back?
Well, it's hard telling as they take the green. And already we're seeing Shelley under fire. But it's looking pretty interesting so far. I mean, the first incident wasn't near the lead, so who knows what we'll see.
And we did see a 4-wide craziness accident in the truck race yesterday, so hopefully these guys keep it pretty tame. As Seth Cole riding closer to the wall to keep the lead from teammate James Shelley. So it looks like the top line will be a thing in the Cup race too. It was a bit of a thing in the truck race, but no, man. Not for Keith Rich. Nate Rogers just drove right by him.
Yeah, Rogers is really going strong here on this restart, going after the second place here.
Yeah, Nate with a good car here today in that Audi 83. He'll take second away from James Shelley.
Yeah, I couldn't help but see Tringali back there looking for some spots too.
Yeah, Tringali's up to 5th. Looking at the fastest laps, Nate Rogers has set the best time today, and Tringali is 6th on that board as well. Few drivers I don't see near the front right now are Zorlin in the 5, the 16 of Jesse Turner, and the 33 of Alex Gray. As Zorlin is in fact moving up through the field himself. He is up to 7th after passing Kev Shearer. So it looks like Adam Flickinger got close to the outside wall. Zorlin won 3 of the first 5 races in 2019, but has not won since. It's been over a year.
Yeah, we got teammates lined up here, 1-2, and for a second there, I thought for sure they were going to go after Flickinger there, Adam Flickinger, that is.
And it looks like Shearer wants 7th place back. He'll challenge back. Adam Flickinger's looking for 5th from Keith Rich as Tringali has moved up to 4th. And Nate Rogers trying to charge Seth Cole for the lead. So it's Ganassi, Cole, and Red Bull battle right now here in the top 4.
And that's a pretty good group of cars right there.
Tringali closing on Shelley. We look at the back of the field. Andrew Rich has made it into the top 10. Rich had a bad day in the truck race yesterday, but he's making up for it here today. Here's your points leader.
Something holds together. Oh, sorry.
Nope, you're fine. Samet Oskin up to 12th place. Or no, he's in 13th still. Never mind. There's Jesse Turner. Now this car was driven by Austin Alves in 2017 through 2019. And Alves won here in 2017, so Turner looking like he's got a pretty strong race car. If he can get towards the front, he might have a shot at this thing.
And for a second there, it looked like they were going to go 3 wide on Brommer, but okay, maybe they still will.
They are borderline 3
quite.
wide. Yeah, not quite. Brommer's going to lose 2 positions in the matter.
Make that 3, it looks like, because here comes the 38. Yeah, no, 34.
No, that's a
38.
38.
Sorry.
That's a 38 of Matthew Logan.
Yeah, Logan's got a good car too. Even if he's running mid-pack at the moment, he's still doing pretty good.
There's 2-time champ Johnny Garner just cracking the top 20. Garner has not won this season. It's actually been a bit of a shock to me that 3 of the big favorites, or actually no, pretty much a lot of the big favorites from last year have not won yet this year. Those drivers that I can think of in my head is your 2-time champ Gardner right here, Cole Deaver in the 3, who's right here in 22nd, as Gray is diving the heck out of Dylan Young. Andrew Rich, after a season away, is back in the Cup Series. He hasn't won yet. And then Zorlin hasn't won yet, and he won 3 races last year. And then guys who were late bloomers were the 83 and 84 Red Bull cars, and now you can see Nate Rogers taking the lead away from Seth Cole. Nate, though, back on the fire from the 72. Tringali up to 3rd. But these two were pretty strong last year, too. I'm surprised neither of them has won a race.
Well, there's still quite a ways to go. They could get it.
We're on lap 19 of 50. Nate Rogers is in the lead. The field has spread out. And Seth Cole again looking for the race lead.
Cole does not want to give that up for long, that's for sure.
Nate Rogers trying to make the top line work. You can see the speed difference. He's got a pretty...
That would have been a pretty close finish if that had been the checkered right there.
Yeah, it looks like the top line in 3 and 4 has got a pretty good advantage mid-corner, but once they get to the exit, it kind of disappears.
Typical of any track, even dirt tracks, you sometimes see one end do better than the other, and that sometimes creates the greatest battles for the win.
20 laps down, 30 laps to go. Top 5 rundown. Seth Cole, Nate Rogers, Nico Tringali, Adam Flickinger, and James Shelley. Rounding out your top 10 is Jonathan Zorlin, Andrew Rich, Kev Shearer, not Patrick Sick. That's Casey Nanako in the 20 this year. I got confused there. And Samet Oskin is in 10th place. We're going to take a step aside break here with what is now 29 laps to go. And we'll be back with more racing action here at Springfield. And we are back here at the Springfield Mile, halfway through the race. And the man who won 8 races in 2018, Andrew Rich, he's up to 5th place, but over 2 seconds behind race leader Nate Rogers. Can he track him down? As we've got a heated battle for 9th place right now going on between Jesse Turner and Casey Nanako, and Turner holding on for now.
Got some pretty good pieces here with Turner and Nanako.
Nanako has had a pretty bad string of luck, actually. Nanako's come close to having a winning car 2 or 3 times this season. I believe Vegas, Rockingham, and I'm forgetting the third one. Bristol Dirt, I think. He was pretty strong. But things have just not come together for Nanako, and he's gotten in accidents or just had bad pit stops. But he has shown great speed this season, despite where he sits in the point standings. Coming into the race today, he's currently 24th in points, 2 top 5s on the season.
Yeah, I've got a feeling that he's going to have some better things coming for him as the season goes on. So far, things are looking pretty good for him today.
How about Kev Shearer, who's running in 8th place? As looking at the ticker, Seth Cole has taken the race lead back, but Kev Shearer currently sits dead last in points without a single top 10.
He's like right there though, so who knows? Maybe it could happen by the end of the race.
It's looking like Turner's going to challenge him for 8th place. We'll step away from that. Zorlin is looking for 6th place from James Shelley. As Andrew Rich has just been chilling in 5th now. Adam Flickinger trying to get by Tringali for 3rd. As Seth Cole and Nate Rogers continue the battle ahead of them for the lead. Under 20 laps to go now, James. What do you think? It looks like a pretty even dogfight here between these two.
Yeah, I would definitely have to say it's looking like it's going to be the 83 and 72 the rest of the race, unless a new player comes into the mix, because they keep fighting.
Yeah, they keep fighting side by side. Oh man, Adam Flickinger just got by Nico Tringali. That'll move Adam into 3rd now. James, I'm not sure if you're familiar with the points system. You are in the Truck Series, of course, but as a lot of people know, it's 55 points for the win, 50 for 2nd, 46 for 3rd, 43 for 4th, and 40 points for 5th. A 2-point drop from 5th to 6th. 6th to 7th down to 10th, each position separated by a point, and then another 2-point drop from 10th to 11th. So top 10s, top 5s, wins, they matter. Podiums matter. It's one little position, man. Am I right?
Yeah, it's definitely emphasis on getting top 10s, wins especially, because looking at some of the way things are looking in the point standings right now, the way I see it, any one of these people win, like even Seth Cole, if he could win, he could jump a few positions in the standing.
Right, and it's also big for anyone who's outside the top 30 right now, because you have to be top 30 with a win to make the playoffs. We're at 11 winners right now in what's a 27 race regular season. Now, we have had drivers go winless and make the playoffs because some of the winners tend to dip outside the top 30 if they're too inconsistent. However, the only season we had more than 16 winners was 2017, and it's looking like we're on pace for that to happen again here in 2020. So it should be a very interesting battle to the playoffs. We're at 14 to go. Nate Rogers leads. Seth Cole's still right there, but now Adam Flickinger has closed up the gap as Tringali is about a second behind.
Yeah, I was getting ready to say, it looks like you speak of battles, this is getting ready to be a 3-man, maybe 4-man battle by the end of this.
Looking at the bottom of the ticker, just kind of seeing who's having a bad day. Winner Jeff Toledo from Sandy Flats. Jessica Shelton, your Daytona winner. They are both outside the top 30 right now. The 34 of Tyler Fink in 30th. Actually up to 29th now at the line.
And here comes Flickinger.
Looks like everyone else is top 20 though. Aside from Ace Rogers, who was out of the race.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and you caught that. I was not even looking at that. Adam Flickinger taking second place away from Nate Rogers. So how about Truck Series driver from last year was in the Final Four? James, you've raced against Adam. You raced against him last season, I should say, and you're racing against him this year as well. What kind of driver is Adam Flickinger?
Well, he's determined, just like I am. It's just a matter of how things have played out for each of us.
Adam jumped up to Cup this year, so he left the Toyota camp and left the 16 truck at that. So now driving the 88 truck for ThorSport this year and driving for Sack's team, Sack Flickinger, who's now retired, here in the Cup Series. William drives the 77 car. And William, I think, is having a bad day. He's 34th on the running order, so Adam doing pretty good. Where we hit 10 to go last time by. Can Adam catch Seth Cole? Seth Cole's looking to get his second win of the season. And looking at the all-time win list, if Seth Cole wins this race, he'll tie Andrew Rich and Johnny Gardner for most career wins at 8.
Yeah, honestly, I think if Adam can get up there to Seth, we may be looking at a real good fight, but Nate's not going away either.
And Nate is still right here. Tringali has faltered back. He's a second and a half behind. Andrew Rich still in 5th. Sorlin 6th. Shelley 7th. Turner 8th. Nanako is 9th, and Alex Gray has climbed into the top 10. But the field is very strung out now. You can see 40th place is 18 seconds behind the leader. So just one caution flag today, and they got all nice and strung out. Now let's see what kind of finish they're going to give us.
Right now, other than that 2-car incident early in the race, this has been a pretty tame one.
And we're going to go on board in the cockpit of Flickinger, so you likely will not be able to hear us speak. That is a lap around the track with Adam Flickinger. You can just see the RPMs cranked all the way up. That could be preventing him from getting any significant draft.
I'm noticing Cole starts out toward the bottom going into the turn, and then he works his way up to the top as he exit turns. At least right now.
Seth Cole holding Adam Flickinger at bay. 5 laps to go.
And it's looking like first through third is starting to get a little strung out themselves. Like, Flickinger's not making a lot of gains, but he's not really faltering too far back. Rogers is not too far away from Adam, though, so who knows? If we get it all strung out, this could be an easy win for Seth Cole.
Adam is inching his way forward. Oh, it looks like Seth might have had a bad corner exit off of 2 there. Adam's closed up a little bit more.
Okay, so I spoke too soon then.
Now remember, we're past 5 to go, so if a caution flag flies, the race will end under yellow. As now we're at 3 to go, and again, inching towards Seth Cole is Adam Flickinger. Nico Tringali completely out of the picture. It's going to be a 3-car race.
Yeah, the way it's looking, if Adam can get to Cole, then we could very well see a good dogfight, but I don't know how that's going to work out because he's not gaining as much as he would like.
2 laps to go for Seth Cole, looking for win number 2 on the year. In his 8th,
closing a little.
It would be his 8th career win if he gets it done. Can Adam Flickinger close in and get his first career victory?
He's running out of time for it, but we'll see what happens.
White flag is out on the racetrack. Alex Gray has moved up to 9th, Kev Shearer to 10th, and Jesse Turner is in 7th as Nanako has fallen outside the top 10.
This has got to be frustrating Adam Flickinger to be so close to victory yet so far as they come out of turn 4.
And coming to the start-finish line, it'll be Seth Cole getting his second win of 2020 in the NRSL Digital Storm Cup Series, his 8th career victory, tying Johnny Garner and Andrew Rich for most all time.
That's some pretty good company for him to be in right there.
So after a disappointing year in 2019 for Seth Cole, after what was a very strong 2018, he starts 2020 by being the first two-time winner on the season. Adam Flickinger will end up in 2nd, Nate Rogers 3rd, Nico Tringali 4th, Andrew Rich in 5th, Sorlin will come home 6th, Turner 7th, Shelley 8th, Gray 9th, and Kev Shearer rounds out the top 10. Looking at your race winners and how they did today, we've got Cement Oskin coming in as the points leader, finished in 12th. He entered with a 36-point lead over Ace Rogers and Alex Gray, so he will likely keep the points lead. Gray finished only 3 spots ahead of him. Dylan Young 15th, Matthew Logan 16th.
I see Priya McShane finished there in 28th place, so
Yeah,
mediocre day for that.
McShane came in today 4th in points, so she'll likely dip. Tyler Fink 29th on the day. Shelton 33rd. Jeff Toledo 37th, and then of course Ace Rogers with the accident out of the race. Something I think may be wrong with Onjak. He finished 4 seconds off the pace. Maybe we'll see if he hit the wall at some point and just kept it on the track. Other than that, this is likely goodbye unless we find something with Onjak. But thanks again to Truck Series, Jerky Pro Truck Series driver James Ellison for joining me here in the booth for the Cup race. Hope you enjoyed your time as a first-time analyst ever. Not just my channel, ever, from what I was told. My feedback right now here, right on recording, is short comments, but clear comments, and overall a pretty good first race as a co-commentator.
I appreciate that. I honestly would look forward to doing this again someday soon.
Okay, thank you, James, again for joining me. And again, unless we find something in the replay that involved Onjak hitting the wall, this is goodbye, and I will see you guys for Truck and Cup Series action next week at Kansas as we go back to some pavement racing here in 2020. Signing off from Springfield.